Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elevate Your Life podcast. I'm Paul Croto. I'm here with Cheryl Morley.
Hello. So excited to be here today.
We are doing podcast 163. And Cheryl, we have 92 days left in 2024.
Wow. 92 days. Now, I know that seems like not very many days left, but I mean, I don't know. This year's been, I don't even know what the word is. I'm going to say interesting, because that's always a nice word to use. But it seems like, just kind of depending, it seems like it's flown by. And other times it seemed like, oh my gosh. It's just
this is the perfect podcast for you, Cheryl, because we'll be going through the 8 areas of life.
Yeah.
We'll be figuring out which areas have been a celebration this year for you so far, and which areas have been so great. And then we're going to make some changes. So the next 90 days, we finish strong here. That's the whole mission around. We're doing this 100-day Finish Strong Challenge, and we're super excited to be with you here on that. And this is super, super important. So our whole system, as you know, is plan, do, review. So we got a plan in place. We got another 90 days have just gone by. So third 90-day push of the year gone. And now we need to review. It's so important. I'm telling you, this is the top successful people in the world. They do this plan, do, review system. And 33% of it is the review. So taking, a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm going to skip this. Third quarter wasn't good for me. Anyways, I used
to do.
Yeah. Cheryl's like, let's just move on to the next thing. Let's go back to, let's go do some more stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
If you don't learn that, so we're big on learning, this is elevating and personal growth and gaining clarity. And I tell you, if you do this and treat this seriously, you'll gain so much value from it, because the insight you can gain on looking backwards, they say hindsight's 20/20. Well, why not use it then? So you can look back and see, oh my gosh, those are the things that went well. These are the things that didn't go so well. And then why? Why did that happen? And spend some time with that. And then you come up with some changes. And that's how elevate happens. That's how growth happens, is that you figured out how to make a few small changes. And we'll go over that here in this podcast on how to do that, so that you can continue to elevate your life, which is what this is all about, that 1% every day, where you can be literally 37 times better in 1 year. So Cheryl, let's get right into it here, talking about, so we got to go back to halftime, which was July 1st. So you got to kind of go back to, 4th of July weekend. It was a big time of the year. We all take a few days off. We reviewed the first half of the year. It's halftime, make all those adjustments. So let's think from July 1st to now. What went good? What are the celebrations you've had from July 1st to September 30th? You got to come up with 3 big ones. Is there anything in your mind, Cheryl, that pops out as a celebration you've had over the last 90 days?
I'm going to say that I finally relented and started marking my check marks.
That was very good.
I never wanted to do.
Doing the daily rituals.
Yes, the daily rituals, which are super important.
And you've done an amazing job with that.
Yes.
So kind of just talk to us a little bit about any of the mind shift you had. So I know you were kind of like, and a lot of these things, to be fair to our listeners, you were doing already. So it wasn't like we've had this major behavioral change in you. Maybe it's been a little more, you've been perfectly consistent. It's like unbelievable. Like you're the best client ever. If you were someone's life coach client, because you've done everything perfectly over the past 90 days, but there was a shift mentally, like at halftime, you're like, and I could see it big time. We work with you every single day, and there's just something clicked, and you're like, this third quarter is good. I'm going to own it. And you really did an unbelievable job here in the third quarter.
Yeah. I think I just, so I never liked check marks. Let's just be honest. I never wanted to have a check mark. I don't want to mark something. I don't do a to-do list. I've never had any of that. And I think, I did have to have kind of a mind shift, because, and the reason why I did it is because I really wanted to see, or I guess pay more attention to the things that I was doing every single day.
Right.
Because if in fact, it's the little things that you do every single day, and not just the one or two things or one or two big things you do every once in a while,
Yeah.
if those small little things that you do consistently every day, if those are going to make the biggest difference in your life, then I really wanted to, I don't know, at first I was like, oh, I'm going to just prove them wrong, because I don't think that's right. I don't think that it's, I mean, I think it's important a little bit, but come on. But oh my gosh, I've seen like the biggest difference. So I do think, and to have them written down, it just reminds me. So I think I have them like almost memorized now, right? Because I had like 20 things or
Yep.
I would do every single day. But it's in the different areas of your life. So it's in all different areas of your life, which I love that whole setup. I think that's fantastic, the way that we did that. And then it just helps me elevate my life 1% every single day. And so
Yep.
it's not like it, I mean, and at first I was like, oh my gosh, that's so overwhelming. Well, no, it really isn't, because it's like 10 minutes for each thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, of course, working out was longer and things like that, but it really is not. I don't want people to think that it's overwhelming, because it really is not overwhelming. And in fact, it sets you up for success, instead of the opposite, which is I thought I would feel like I didn't have any freedom.
Yeah.
Like
Which is, so that was a belief of yours that,
right.
so you're a high value that you have on your values list is freedom.
Yeah.
And that making check marks, and then is not freedom. But we heard this recording from Jocko that talked about discipline equals freedom. And you're like, what?
No, I
You know?
said no. I
Yeah.
said no, Jocko. No, Jocko.
But the guy knew what he was talking about, and
Yeah, he
this,
did.
it's hard to grasp around until you do grasp your mind around it until you do it. But, so it's things like, let's give the audience like some things that you were checking off. So you had, so I would do an hour of exercise. I would stretch. I
Yep.
would do 10 minutes of spiritual growth, reading the Bible and
Yep.
prayer. 10 minutes of journaling a day.
Yep.
30 minutes meditating. So all these things, and we had things in all 8 areas of life, a few, 2, 3, 4 things in each area of life. And that's, really, and even time with your children I felt it seemed like it was more intentional.
Yeah.
So if you can feel a difference inside, I know from the outside, I can see a huge difference in you just from doing it for 90 days.
Yeah. One of the funny things is that I thought was so funny is I was like, oh, good. One of them's take a shower. And that ended up being like the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, Cheryl, seriously. Right. I'd be like, oh, because I was just wanting to make sure that I was, getting everything else done. And oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that
I'd be calling you in the evening and you're like, I'm taking a shower. I'm like, I'm taking a shower now. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, you got to get that in. I thought it was going to be one of those gimme check marks to make you feel good. But it ended up being one of the toughest ones of the day.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
That's so awesome. So yeah, that was a big celebration for you for sure. We got a lot done with Elevate. We got brand new logo, as everyone can see behind us if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. So that was a cool thing. And we're really embracing, Joe and I very much feel that this is our future and this is something that God has called us upon to do, and really just to help people elevate their lives. When we're super excited, we sat down, we got a lot of great things planned, especially in the future, but in this fourth quarter, even that we're going to be releasing, which I'm super excited about, including this 100-day challenge. I love this idea of finishing strong. That fourth quarter is so important. So do not take this lightly. This is not a time to be like, well, the whole year has been horrible, so I'm just going to, let's just call it a loss and, look towards 2025.
Yeah, let's start eating and getting ready for Thanksgiving.
No, no, sir. So you can you go to elevateyourlife.com, put in your name and email address. You can get the notes to this podcast we're doing right now. And you can you hit duplicate at the top because it's like a Notion thing. So Notion's free. I love Notion. We're going to be using it for everything we do. You can duplicate, and then you can copy this into your own free Notion account. And then you can right in there. So there's actually a spot that we put for celebrations in the third quarter. So take some time, literally pause this right now. take some time thinking about what are the top 3 celebrations I have. Now, you know, in our advanced course, what we do is what I do every single day, which is I have 3 celebrations every single day. So now over the course of, so we have, let's just say 90 days and I have 3 a day. So I have 270 different wins I'm going through that I'm picking out top 3 or 4 or 5 that really meant a lot to me, you know, and I'm going to you really get a boost of energy out of that. This is something that's going to uplift you, you know, and that you got, you know, you always use this fist pump. Yes. You know, yes, feel good about that. You want to anchor that in because you want to produce more good things in your life. You want to like not just brush over these wins if I had to see some or say something that I see in most people out there is they brush over their wins and focus way too much on all the problems in their life.
Well, I don't even know why you're saying brush over their wins. I don't even think people think about them.
No,
I mean,
no.
you know, you can have 9 things go great, 1 go wrong. What are we going to think about?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like we're conditioned to think about the challenge or the problem or, oh, I could have done that better. Oh, I should have done this better. Right. Instead of, but so I love this whole idea of bringing up the wins. And I think we've taken it even one step farther where we say what our wins are going to be the day before they even happen, which I love that.
Super good.
Because that's kind of like the whole visualization thing and just being able to say, hey, this is my win. I mean, I've got stuff. One of the wins that I'm going to have is getting a new phone.
That's awesome.
Because I tend to wait forever and it's just, you know, it's crazy. And I just am like, okay, it's time, get a new phone.
Super, super great. So celebrate those. Take some time, pause this recording, and think about your wins, get them down. And then we got to move on to what didn't go so well. And it's interesting working with Cheryl because Cheryl actually is an interesting late woman, someone very unique. That's why I just love her so much. And for the longest time, I'm like, well, Cheryl, what's the challenge? What's going on here? And I got a list, you know, we got to talk about, you know, of things going on here. And you're like, I think everything's going fantastic. I can't even think of a challenge.
Oh my gosh. One time I did a call. You couldn't even hear me. I was going in and out on the whole entire
Oh, you're so bad. This big conference call. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the worst thing ever. And Paul's like, well, let's review that. Now, what did you think about that? I was like, oh, it's wonderful. It was so good. And Paul's like, really, Cheryl? It was a dumpster fire. I'm like, no. Oh my gosh. So I like to wear rose-colored glasses sometimes.
Yeah. And that's a good thing, but we want to definitely, you know, the whole thing again is to elevate you know, so it's changing your outlook. And I'm not even sure you had a bad outlook on challenges. Like I know some people are just like, listen, Paul, I got enough challenges in my life to last me 2 lifetimes. We don't need to talk about them. We don't need to bring up more or dwell on what other challenges there are. But I feel like getting clear on what the real challenge is super helpful. You know, because people are too like, well, my whole life's a challenge. Like, no, it's not. Let's not get.
Well, and just being able to look at it a little bit differently, because like a challenge is what? It's just like a time that you can grow, a time that you can learn something new, a time that you can, you know, kind of take a step back maybe and figure it out, and you know, maybe reach out to people that you know that could help you figure it out or help you, you know, be better in that area, whatever it is. So to me, you cannot let whatever challenges in your life like get you down. You can't let it like make you feel a certain way, like, oh, poor me, or this whole thing, or like you're saying, Paul, oh, my whole life is a challenge. No. And so just by having a little bit, I think, of a mind shift, I think can really change the way that you look at challenges.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then they're not going to make such a negative impact on your life. They should not do that at all, I don't think.
Right. Absolutely. And to put them in perspective, like, let's just say, I don't know, your goal you're in sales or something, and you want to get 10 new clients in the past 90 days, whatever it is, 100 clients, 10, let's just go with 10. It's an easy number. And you only got 6. So you still got 60%. You're like, you didn't get nothing, so you gotta, okay, so it's 6. So it's just, it's just a result is what it is. It's not good or bad. And okay, so why is that? So we got to look at, we had this challenge. Our goal was 10. We only got 6. What happened? And if you sit there a while with that, and every single person I work with, they know exactly what happened.
Right.
That brings the awareness. And I know, Cheryl, that's your favorite word, is getting to that awareness. And if you're just brushing over this, you're never going to get that awareness out of it.
Right. I completely agree. And once you become aware, guess what?
It's usually super easy to fix it. Yeah.
That's half the challenge.
Yeah. So yeah, take some time. You got to pause this recording and just go over what didn't go so well in that quarter. And this, I'm sure you could sit here and be like, I can make 30 things up. Some other people go off the other deep end. Let's just pick 3. And this could be like, I wanted to lose 10 pounds and I didn't. I only lost 3 or something. Or I really wanted to commit to doing my gratitude journal every day. And I just, I did it like a couple days a week and then I didn't do it. So I wasn't as consistent as I wish I would have been with my gratitude journal. Like it can be small things. Maybe you didn't take your supplements every day. You didn't drink the water every day. You didn't get all the exercise in that you wanted. So it could be either a result-based or action-based challenge you've had that you kind of set this goal for the third quarter and it didn't happen. And then, Cheryl, what we want to get to is what changes are we going to make here in this. We got 90 days left here. What is the final tweak you're going to make to this year? And we'll go over those here in a minute. But I think that the next part, Cheryl, this is a shift that I'm personally doing, and I think we should implement into everything that we do. And that's a fourth section. So we've always been doing, celebrations, challenges, and changes. But what did you learn? I think that's such a great question that, I love learning, and I believe everything, and I mean everything, is a learning experience. That's the meaning I give to things. So what did I learn? It's so important to go back over the past 90 days and say, what did I learn here? And that can help make these next 90 days better, or just advice you could give to other people. This is how most of our podcasts come up to be, is what did I learn? So, Jeff, if you could just look back at your last 90 days, and I know your check marks were a big thing or your celebration, but what did I learn in the past 90 days that's valuable to you and our listeners?
Well, I would say probably the biggest thing is that each of us need to make sure that we are in line and are aware of our beliefs, of our emotions, again, it's aware of all of the things that we're doing in our life, and that it's all that it's how you want to live your life, right? And I don't know if I'm making sense when I say that, but no. It's just, you don't want any struggle on the inside of yourself, right? Yeah. You don't conflict. No, you don't. And so I think that just becoming aware of what those things are, your values, your beliefs, all of those different things. I work with so many people who, have this belief or this value, but then they're doing something in their life that's not quite in line with those things. And so it just causes a constant conflict in your life. And when you have conflict in your life inside, like in your inside world, there's no way on the outside that you can really make things happen, or be the person that God wants you to be, or that you want to be in your community, in your life. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I learned. And then also just how important it is to do the little things and be consistent with them every day.
Yeah. Well, just from working with you, just from working with you every day and knowing your life, one of the big things was, so your children, Angelica and Justice, got their driver's license. So in kind of, out doing their own thing now. We can't look. Thank God for Find Me on the iPhone, because it's gotta keep track of the kids now.
Yeah.
But a big part of your life was being mom all the time, being a Miss Uber driver, and all over the place. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was like, it's crazy how much driving you were doing, and now the past 90 days you really have kind of removed from all that.
Yeah.
So and it was great to see it, because I know you're like, okay, like mom, and this is a message I know you're passionate about to sharing with moms, that you got to take care of yourself. You got to work on you. Yes. So I think this is like really the first 90 days of, I wouldn't say your life, but in the past 16 years of your life, that you had me time, that you could, like, okay, I'm going to take 90 days and work on me, and do that person, like you dove right into personal growth and just things about yourself that I'm like, I got to really get my spirit and my thoughts and my beliefs and my body and my mind. And you did the meditations, the journaling, all that, to get that inner triangle in place, so that you're this super strong woman. And now you can take that out into the outer world and crush it. Right. But if you're not strong inside, there's no way you're going to crush things on the outside.
Yeah, well, and I really love this whole idea of just 1% better every day, because there's always some little things that you can do, even if you are, and I already know that all moms are super busy. There's still like just some little things that you can do every day to make sure that you are, working on yourself, because if you're not strong, then there's no way that you're going to be able to do the things that you need to do for your kids and your family.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about this. Let's get your notes out, folks. This might be a time to get out. If you haven't got a pen and paper out already, you should be taking notes all along here. But let's talk about this fourth quarter now. What are some goals, some things that we're going to focus on? We got to pick at least one thing per area. We don't, maybe one or two, whatever, but we don't want to make this list super long, because we've been working on things right along and adding things. But now this is where, we talk about where focus goes, energy flows. So where's the focus going to go in each area of your life? So let's start at the top. We're going to go through all 8 areas. Body. So come up with, in the fourth quarter, my body, my health, what am I going to focus on? Maybe this is a time where you're going to want to focus on a result. You can say, hey, I'm losing 10 pounds by New Year's. I got a party that I'm already planning on going to. I'm going to look hot at that party. Okay. I got this little black dress and I need to lose these 10 pounds, 10 more to look hot in that thing, or whatever it is. Or maybe it's your health score. If you haven't taken a health score yet, message Cheryl and myself. We'll give you a health score, health evaluation, fill it out, get that health score up. Maybe you're in the 30s or 40s and your health hasn't been a focus of your life. So, hey, what can I do to get this health score up? Or maybe it's more specific. Cheryl, go ahead.
I just want to say something about this really super fast, because I've been talking to so many people, Paul, who have, I think it's named long haul COVID. Is that it?
Yeah.
It's like you guys, oh my gosh. I mean, I've been working with people, so many people that have that. So if that's something that you're struggling with, that could be a great goal. Overcoming that is possible to overcome that, and we can help you do that. And I just wanted to say that because it just popped in my mind, because I've been talking to so many people lately that are really struggling with this. And that can be one of the goals that you set. That can be one of the great things that you can do in the next 90 days, because that's how long I've seen. And I know, Paul, you and I talk about this a lot, but I've seen that 90 days, doing some things that we've helped other people with, that we can explain and talk to you about, can really change your life and can get you back to feeling the way you used to feel, probably even better, right?
Absolutely.
Than before. So I had to bring that up really quick, just because I've been running into so many people lately that are really struggling with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could do that. You could do an action-based goal. Like, I'm going to get 10,000 steps every day for the next 90 days. That would be an awesome goal. Or just increase whatever you've been doing. If you got an Apple Watch or Fitbit or whatever you got, measuring your steps. Research shows that just upping it 1,000 steps a day, again, it's all about the 1%. You know, if you've been doing 3,000 a day, don't go to 10,000. Just go to 4,000 a day. That's elevating. That's 1% better. And you're going to see a significant impact on your overall health, how you feel, your energy levels, your weight, everything. So set that goal now. Like, what is it that I'm going to do for the next 90 days? Because in 90 days, we're going to be back here. It's going to be, I promise you, there's going to be another podcast exactly like this one. We're probably going to take the notes and copy them and paste them on over there. And we're going to talk about what happened in the fourth quarter. So now is the time to decide what is going to happen. What am I going to focus on? Because what you focus on now is where you're going to be in 90 days from now.
Yeah. And what I will promise you guys is if you don't do anything, nothing's going to change.
100%. Yeah.
So please, I mean, you will see and just small changes. That's all it takes, right? I just love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheryl, I know you're about getting your mind right. So what is a thing or two people could do to set a goal for the fourth quarter for their mind?
So, you know, it was shocking to me to figure out or find out, I guess, Paul, that your mind's not your friend. That was so shocking to me. But yeah, I think it's super important. And I would say probably something that's made the biggest difference in my life is figuring out how to quiet my mind, right? Yeah. And so that for me has been huge. I just, you know, I mean, I would do it when I very first started, and I'm talking about meditation. When I very first started meditating, I swear to you, I swear.
Oh, I know.
That's exactly what happened. I would sit there and I'd be like, oh, my land, I've been here forever. Good night. This is, and literally it was like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was just, I could not believe it. I could not imagine someone sitting still and quiet ever for any reason. I couldn't figure it out. But it's been,
unless you're sleeping.
Yeah. Exactly. And I do love to sleep. So yes. But yeah, but that's made a huge difference in my life, you know, getting my mind right. Absolutely is really the meditation and the just quieting my mind.
Yeah. Not only that, but what we're going to do, I just thought of an idea. There's been some, Cheryl's done a ton of research on I am statements and different recordings that she's found on Facebook. We have one that we really, really love. It's mostly for finances. This one's for finances, but there's ones for every area. So finances is one area. Like if you're looking to make some extra money, we have the perfect recording for you. So we'll post it here in the notes. I'll make sure it's in there so that you can go there and listen to it. Something that Cheryl and I do every single day. You know, it's just, you know, it's not that we're all about money, but money's an important part. It's one of the 8 areas. So it's just, you know, and again, you can find one for any area of life you want. It's just that we made finances one of the areas that we're elevating.
Yes.
So we'll get that in there. And I know, Cheryl, the I am statements, you know, changing the focus of your mind, or where, you know, these 60,000 thoughts a day, we got to take control of those and make sure that there's 60,000 super positive thoughts going through our minds all day.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole idea that thoughts become things, you guys, is so important because it's so true. So
never more true statement made. Thoughts become things. Yeah. Spirit. Okay, so what could you do to elevate your spirit? You know, we talk about this, spending time in the Bible, of course, the Bible verses, the time in prayer, the gratitude journal. You know, all of that will elevate your spirit, and it can be just things you do in your daily life. Be more Christian type of person. You know, I see people, they're all, you know, church every week and Bible and this and that. And then they're on the road with road rage and causing problems here and there and, you know, treating people badly and stuff. That's not how this is supposed to work. So maybe it's just a little self-reflection on that, being like, I'm going to be more of a Christian loving person when I'm around people. And I don't know, whatever it is, Cheryl, is anything that comes to mind here in your, you know, spiritual growth that you can recommend to people?
I'm not sure where it would fit. I think it would fit here, but I think that it is the most important thing that you can do is be grateful and just be in gratitude, right? Yeah, so, and, you know, because sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't have time to read. I don't have time to do this. I don't have to. Okay. But even in your car, just call out some things you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, you can do it how you want to do it, right? But really, I think it's super important for each of us just to remember the things that we do have and remember the things that we are so grateful for,
Yeah.
right? And so I just think that that's super important. So gratitude would be a
I know in
big
the Newcom app, there's a gratitude recording under Ignite. I think you may have sent me one too from YouTube
yes,
with a 528 kind of gratitude thing.
yes,
So great it's the best emotion to feel.
yeah.
Um, Speaking of emotions to feel, so what I love, and everyone knows this about me, and Cheryl, I used to drive Cheryl crazy, but now she's embraced it, is this whole scale from 1 to 10. So where is your emotional home? Now, the average person is at a 5. It's the reason why we call it average is because 5 is average. Okay, it's right in the middle. And maybe you're thinking to yourself, that's where I kind of live. I'm not super depressed. I'm not like a 4 or 3. I wouldn't consider myself that, but I wouldn't consider myself a real upbeat person. Now for reference points, Cheryl's at that 8, 9, 10 kind of range as far as emotions go. She's tell everybody she's like a nuclear explosion of emotion, positive emotion and energy.
Unless I'm driving, Paul.
Unless she's driving, where
No, I'm kidding.
it's still extremely high. It's on the higher negative side.
No, I'm getting
we're working
so
on that.
much better.
We're working on that. Yeah.
Yes, I'm getting so much better.
I love when you call me in the car. I'm like, Cheryl, that doesn't sound like love, joy, and peace to me. Okay.
I have a friend and we were talking about love, joy, and peace. And she said, I have love, joy, and peace all the time as long as nobody's around.
Yeah. As long as I'm not talking to anybody around.
I was like, that's exactly right. I completely agree.
So maybe it's being aware of the emotion you're at now. And I know, Cheryl, you're so into the new iPhone, getting a new iPhone, and with not just the new iPhone, but the new iPhone the operating system, 18.
Yeah.
Right? If you haven't upgraded yet, this is our tip of the day here. Upgrade to your iPhone to operating system 18, brand new.
Wow.
And not that I've done this, but I've read some things, watched some things, but there's this new journaling app, believe it or not, in the iPhone. And you can actually kind of rate where your emotions are different times a day and journal about it. So
let me tell you what I would love about that is pushing that little button and talking.
So it's all AI based. Yeah, there's a lot of nifty things on this thing here.
I would love that because then I don't have to write. I'm so much better at talking.
Oh, I love not only will it write all the notes for something, but it'll summarize it for you too. So there's some pretty cool things coming out in that new.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting for me to journal.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes. And there's actually, like I said, a journaling app, I believe, in the new iPhone. So
yeah, I love it.
That would be great to do. And you can journal about your emotions. Next, Cheryl, let's talk about career.
Wow. It is good. I mean, we've got so many fun and exciting things that we have going on in the next 90 days. You just have to figure out how can you elevate your career where you're at. It could be a project at work that you're working on. It could be a sales number that you want to hit. It could be really maybe you just want to connect and be a better friend in your office or where you're working. Maybe you want to. My whole thing has been lately, especially Paul, is just really working on leadership.
Yeah.
So that and I just think that that's so important. Everyone, right, can work on that and become a better leader, and that always helps in whatever career you're in, right? And so I love the whole idea of that.
Yeah. I know working with the health coaches, we have our, those of you who don't know, we own the Institute of Holistic Health, and we have thousands of health coaches who have graduated and they're working on different goals for helping people, new clients coming on, helping clients reach a certain health score, bringing on new coaches, all those things are different goals that we have. So yeah, different sales goals or different business type of goals, or anything that has to do with a project or a goal here or an action that you want to focus on that's career orientated would go in this spot here. So you can dial your mind into that because your mind's going to go where you point it to. So you got to point it now. This is the time where we're entering the data into our own operating system, our own mind, and telling our mind, this is where we're going this quarter. This is the things we're going to be doing, and becoming very intentional about that. finances, Cheryl. What are some things that people could do to elevate their finances here at the end of the year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we obviously, I mean, I think there's I know there's over 80% of people have credit card debt. So I would say, really focus on that. Figure out how you can get your credit card debt down. Maybe your credit score up. Just some things like that. Maybe, again, maybe, you want to, there's some ways that you can make some extra money, or just any of those things. Really getting out of debt, Paul, I think is one of the biggest things that we can do when it comes to finances.
It is absolutely, and I recently downloaded. I think I told you this app. It's called Rocket Money.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
very
don't want to do that.
yeah, I'm very good with finances and everything, but this made it like I'm big into charts and things, and I'm like, well, this sounds like right something up my alley. Like I would love this.
Oh, God. Paul told me about it, and I'm like, I'm never gonna ever. I don't ever even want to look at that. But listen to what it does, Paul.
Holy Moses!
Oh my God!
It tells you everything. So it breaks down all your spending and what you're spending it on. I'm like, there's no way I spent 17 grand on that, or it was like eating out, or it was like outrageous numbers. And I may or may not have an Amazon problem. I mean, the fact that I do have Thanksgiving dinner with the driver for my Amazon on a first name basis could be an issue, So yeah, there's
Yeah,
I
he's your
cannot
best
believe
friend.
the amount of money that I've spent on Amazon. But it breaks you down. Instacart, like I know you have children that love to order off of like Uber Eats.
I don't even want to talk about that, Paul. I like, listen.
We're tackling the hard problems here on
Uber,
the podcast show.
here's the thing. Uber Eats is fine in a pinch. If you can't drive,
Yeah.
okay. But if you could drive a car,
Which your children can do now.
which they can do
and
now,
have a license,
yeah, then I don't think it's a good idea to use Uber Eats just because there's a raindrop or two outside. Okay.
Yeah. Or I want to play my video game, so I can't take a break here on that. Now, Cheryl, what is an Uber Eats typical range bill? Or is it $10 or $15?
It's $30 a time.
$30 a pop. Okay. Now, in the realm of things, we blow $30, no problem. So, but you add those together on this Rocket Money thing, and it'll give you the third quarter spending on Uber Eats. That will send you to the hospital when you add the whole number up for the last 90 days.
Well, actually, Paul, what I did is I changed it a little bit, and I'm like, well, and those Uber drivers that are bringing the food need to make a little bit of money. And so I'm glad I could help them. That's the way I look at it, because I don't want to have a coronary. Okay. I've got to come up with a nice.
Now, listen, Jill, you need to have the coronary. This is not a good idea.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So it's getting a whole doing something like that. There's a bunch. This is just one app that I came across that I would recommend, but looking at a couple others, and I just want to get really good, grasp. I know that we're super focused on making more money in our careers. So Cheryl and I, we lack that other side. We're tracking spending is not that's not our strength. Let's just say that.
Well, it's much more yours than mine.
I would love to see yours. We're going to download that app when
there's no Rocket app I'm getting. I can tell you that right now. No, sir.
Because it literally takes all your accounts, and puts it all into one, app, and it just says, here's your overall spending for it.
Yeah. No.
There is just no way I spent that much in the third quarter, but I did.
Although, Paul, it's probably a great idea to do that.
Awareness. We talk about awareness, right, Cheryl?
Yeah, but I don't need that much awareness, Paul. No, I'm kidding. It is a really good thing to do, and I probably should do it actually. But I think what I'm going to do is just make sure that we can get the whole Uber thing under control a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and get it. So I'm going to start and get better first, and then I'll get the app.
Well, let me tell you one good thing. And this is going to be actually a pretty big win for me here in the third quarter was when I did that, it brought awareness to like these little charges. I'm like, what's this? What's this? What's this? Add up over time. I can see, it's pretty significant number. It was stupid stuff that an app I downloaded for a trial and I never canceled it.
Oh, yeah,
Those type of things where
that's
I
true.
probably have saved myself like $1,000 a month just recently.
Oh,
Just
that's
in
good.
stupid stuff that I wasn't even knowing what the heck it was.
Yeah, that's good. And I get to have a check mark on connecting with my kids when I'm asking them about and about
what the heck is this? Yeah.
the beautiful bell-bottom jeans that we just ordered off of Amazon. And so, it's like a win-win for me.
Well, that's a perfect tie-in, Cheryl, to our next area, which is relationships.
Yeah.
What can we do here in these last 90 days to elevate our relationships? So we got friends, we got family, we got loved ones, significant others, husbands, wives, all that. So what are the things that we're going to focus on here? And I know we got two big holidays. We got Thanksgiving, big family day, Christmas, big family day. So there's a lot of family here in that fourth quarter of the year. So what are some things people could do to elevate their relationships? What in this fourth quarter here?
And I've noticed that a lot of people that I work with, first of all, I want to say I'm super blessed because I have a great relationship with the people in my family, like really great relationship. So, but I know that this is a time of struggle for a lot of people. So I think for me, and for some of the people that I've been coaching, what we talk about is just kind of realizing, because look, people in your family can push your buttons because they know you better than anybody else knows you. And so, I think just becoming aware of that and just kind of realizing, like, this was a real eye opener for me, Paul. Nobody can make me feel any way. I'm like, untrue. People make me feel a certain way all the time. And so can really make me so mad and angry. And it's like, no, that's not true. That is untrue. Nobody can make you feel any way. You feel that way. And I think just realizing that and just maybe setting that intention and setting that goal that, hey, so-and-so really makes me mad. And I know I'm going to have to see him at Thanksgiving. And instead of getting all worked up about it now and feeling bad about it now, and because your mind will really start going, just be like, you know what? I'm going to try something different. I'm not going to let them make me feel bad, or I'm not going to let them, they're not going to, in fact, I'm going to feel happy and I'm going to feel calm and peaceful inside of myself. It doesn't matter what's going on out here, because over the last month or so, right? Because we've got about a month or 2 months actually before Thanksgiving, I've been working on my inner world. And so when I get into these situations that might be hard or frustrating or whatever they are around the holidays, I'm still calm and I can still feel that love, joy, and peace inside myself and for myself. So that would probably be my biggest, or like a goal or an intention I would set for if you're struggling around the holidays.
Yeah, super, super great. Let's talk about the last one. Last but not least, Cheryl, your favorite, lifestyle.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so the thing that I've noticed about this, Paul, is whenever we talk to people about lifestyle, like the number one thing that comes up time and time and time again is travel.
Yeah.
Like people love to travel. They love to go see new things. They love to go do new things. I especially love it. Right. And so for me, it would be setting that goal of, going someplace that I've always wanted to go. I'm excited. I get to go to Europe here pretty soon. And so I'm super excited about that.
That's super exciting.
I'll tell you the craziest thing ever. Okay. So this is still like so crazy to me. So my brother lived in Paris for 2 years, speaks fluent. He's all of these things. So my friend and I are Michelle, are going to Europe, and we're going to go to Paris, and we're going to go to London, and we're going to go to Amsterdam. So I'm talking to Michelle. And so we're like going over everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm talking to my brother and I'm like, oh, we're going to be in Paris on these days. And my brother's like, oh my gosh, so am I.
That's
And so
crazy.
I'm like, isn't that so crazy? So now we are going out to dinner in Paris with my brother and
Wow.
his.
So you're doing
So
relationships and lifestyle all in one there.
yeah, that's right. So yeah, like make a goal too. Make a goal to do something you haven't done before. And actually, I do have a goal of something that I've never done. And I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I'm super excited. And I think that it would fit into the lifestyle thing. And so I like to do things like with a little bit of luxury.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me
Yeah.
just be clear. So I love to do that. But I have a friend that's not necessarily luxuries, not number one on her list, but like fun and excitement and adventure is number one on her list. So she always asks me to go do these things. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to go on a bicycle for 100 miles.
Yeah.
Some of these things that she's asked me to do, but I got invited to go do this crazy thing that I'm super excited to do, and I'm going to go do it. And I am
What is
not
that?
sure. Okay, listen, we are going to ride jet skis in Lake Powell on the shortest day of the year. And you ride to this, I think it's to Bullfrog. So you have to ride to this place called Bullfrog Marina from Antelope Point Marina to Bullfrog and back in the light of day because you can't drive them at night.
Right.
And so it's crazy because it's like an 8-hour round trip and it's not on a jet ski and it's not warm. It's like freezing cold. And so you have to like wear all of this stuff. And I'm like,
it's not on a jet ski. I thought you said it's on a jet ski.
It is on a jet ski, but
Okay.
it's cold. It's not warm. It's not like some beautiful warm weather. But it's called like the winter solstice ride or something like that. And so it's like a huge group of people that do it. And I'm like, when in real life would I ever do something like that?
Yeah.
Like that. Like think of something to do that you would never in real life do. And
Yeah.
that's something I would never do. And so my friend, Carrie, she's like, come on, Cheryl, we're going to go do this. And I'm like, okay.
When is the shortest day of the year?
It's the 21st of December.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's
Very
what
cool.
we're doing.
Well,
Yeah.
On a warmer note, Cheryl and I will be doing, we're in Arizona right now where it's really warm. And we'll be doing Facebook Lives all week. We have a huge announcement coming up here this week. So as you know, we own the Institute of Holistic Health, as I mentioned earlier, and we're affiliated. One of the things we sell a bunch of recommend different products and different things from all different companies. But one of the companies that we absolutely love is called Longevity. They're having a huge convention, well, not convention, but release party. So we're going to be excited about coming to you live with that on Facebook. So be looking for that. And then we get to go to the beach. So we'll be in the Outer Banks. We'll be doing Facebook Lives from there. Friends, family, health coaches that will be there. So that'll be fun too. So that's lifestyle things. But lifestyle can be, coming up with scheduling, like thinking, how can I rearrange my weekly schedule? We're actually going to do an upcoming podcast here on the ideal week. And that's really living by design, sitting down and designing, what does that ideal week look like? What does the ideal month look like, or quarter, or even year? One of the things we do at our Elevate retreats, the New Year's retreats, is really if this year were to be awesome, how would we design it? And I love going hard for 90 days. It's my big thing. I want to sprint for 9 days. I want to go all out, work hard, play hard. Then I go on a trip for, a week or two, and it's play hard. I mean, it's all out, so that's how I like to live my life. That's my ideal year. It's taking those 4 trips a year, end of each quarter, and really celebrating, having a great time. So but however you want to do it, you design it. You have full control of your life and how you want this to look like and how I want my lifestyle. But lifestyle isn't just about taking vacations all the time. It's about the ideal week. It's about, designing the life you want to live on a daily basis. And we'll help you with that as well. So Cheryl's been a great podcast. I hope everyone takes this super seriously, does this work. If you do it, I promise you will absolutely change your life. Once you fully adopt, first of all, it's to elevate your life mindset. This mindset will set you on a course of just constant and never ending improvement for the rest of your life. I mean, how cool is that? And getting into this, buying into the system, the Elevate system is plan, do, review. If you can really buy into this and live by that, I promise you, your life will keep on getting better and better and better every day in every way.
Oh, Paul, that's so awesome. This was so much fun. And it's been such a pleasure spending a few minutes with you guys today, each of you. Please stay committed and stay consistent. Remember that you have the power to elevate your life and the lives of those around you. And we can't wait to see you next time. Keep elevating.
Bye, everyone.